Her beauty made her a household name. Her roles in sweeping romances turned her into China's sweetheart. But behind the gowns, the endorsements, and the endless magazine covers, Tiffany Tang's story hides the turbulence of fame. From Shanghai classrooms to the world stage, her rise seemed flawless, until whispers of script buying, plastic surgery, and rivalries began to surface. Was she truly the beloved actress audiences adored, or a master of image carefully built by her team? Her marriage to Luo Jin looked like the ultimate fairy tale, yet even that perfection became the target of gossip, with every smile and frown dissected by millions online. And when she stepped back from the screen to raise a family, the narrative shifted again. Had she gracefully exited, or had she been forced aside by a younger generation hungry for fame? Tiffany Tang's journey is more than stardom. It is the clash between fantasy and reality, the price of being adored and judged in equal measure. Stay with Criminal Tracks as we uncover the secrets, scandals, and resilience of a woman whose name still provokes fascination across Asia. Tiffany Tang was born in 1983 in Shanghai, into a family that provided stability and encouragement. Unlike many who later break into the entertainment world from hardship, her background was more ordinary, yet it gave her a sense of balance that would become crucial in navigating fame. As a child, she displayed an early interest in the arts, especially performance, and her parents nurtured those ambitions. When she later applied to the Central Academy of Drama, one of the most prestigious acting institutions in China, her acceptance signaled that she had the raw talent and determination needed to go further than most dreamers who arrive in Beijing with stars in their eyes. The years of training at the academy were demanding, but they shaped her discipline. Classmates and teachers described her as diligent, quiet, and graceful, a woman who blended into the background until the moment she stepped into character. Her skills began to emerge during student productions, where she showed a flair for both emotive expression and stage presence. Even so, early career struggles were inevitable. Like many new graduates, she was cast in minor supporting roles, where her face might be remembered but her name forgotten. There were periods when she questioned whether she could break through in a field where thousands compete for the same spotlight. Her first taste of wider recognition came in 2001, when she entered the Shule Century Star competition, an event designed to scout fresh talent. She impressed audiences with her beauty and poise, traits that later became both an advantage and a double-edged sword. Though she did not immediately launch into fame, the exposure gave her the confidence that she could hold her own in front of the camera. Yet what followed was not instant success, but years of climbing, with roles that tested her patience. She took whatever jobs came, enduring criticism that her acting was pleasant but unremarkable. Then came the turning point. In 2009, she was cast in Chinese Paladin 3, a fantasy series that quickly gained popularity among younger viewers. Her performance as Zi Xuan introduced her to a massive audience, and suddenly, she was more than just another aspiring actress. Fans praised her elegance, her ethereal presence, and her ability to embody the romantic tone of the story. This role put her on the map, making her a recognizable figure in households across China. It was also the start of the image that would follow her for years. The sweetheart actress, a beautiful woman with a gentle screen aura who became the fantasy of countless viewers. In 2011, she landed another defining role in My Daughter. This drama deepened her connection with the audience, as she portrayed family struggles and emotional conflict with a sensitivity that resonated with viewers. Critics noted that while she still relied heavily on her natural charm, there were signs of growing depth in her performance. These two projects set her apart from many of her peers, transforming her into a leading actress instead of a background player. By this point, her personal life also began attracting attention. Journalists loved to highlight her Shanghai upbringing, often portraying her as the model of elegance and refinement. She was careful about what she revealed, maintaining a balance between accessibility and mystery. While other celebrities courted controversy, she cultivated a carefully polished image that fit perfectly with the roles she was playing. This strategy protected her early career, but it also gave fuel to critics who argued that she was more style than substance. Her rise was not only about acting skill, but also about timing. The late 2000s and early 2000s saw a surge of interest in fantasy and romantic television dramas in China. Audiences wanted escapism, and producers wanted beautiful leads who could capture viewers' hearts. Tiffany Tang fit that demand perfectly. With every role she secured, she became more bankable, her name increasingly associated with guaranteed ratings. It was during these years that she laid the foundation for a career that would eventually make her one of the highest-paid actresses in Chinese television. Still, behind the polished image, there were whispers of struggle. Some insiders claimed she worked tirelessly, often sacrificing sleep to memorize scripts or perfect her lines. Others described her as fiercely ambitious, unwilling to let opportunities slip away. For a woman often labeled as delicate or gentle, she was proving to be quietly ruthless in her pursuit of success. That determination, however, made enemies as well as allies. In an industry where competition for top billing can be cutthroat, every success she enjoyed meant someone else's disappointment. By the time the first half of the 2010s arrived, Tiffany Tang had already gone from unknown drama student to recognized star. She had beauty, a growing list of credits, and the beginnings of a loyal fan base. Yet, what lay ahead would test her more than her early struggles ever had. The shift from rising actress to household name would bring not only fame and fortune, but also controversy, criticism, and scandals that would define much of her career. The sweet image that helped her climb would soon collide with the darker realities of the entertainment industry, and her journey was only just beginning. As Tiffany Tang moved into the height of her career, the sheer scale of her popularity became undeniable. By the mid-2000s, she was no longer simply a rising star, but a fixture of the Chinese television landscape. Roles in Perfect Couple in 2014 and Lady and Liar in 2015 catapulted her into the spotlight, showcasing her versatility in both comedic and dramatic storytelling. The real breakthrough, however, came with Diamond Lover in 2015 and Princess Wei Yung in 2016. These shows not only pulled in massive audiences domestically, but also attracted international viewers through streaming platforms. Suddenly, her face was one of the most recognizable in Asia, and with it came both the privileges and the burdens of being a top actress. Financially, her success was staggering. At the height of her fame, she ranked among the highest-paid television actresses in China, frequently landing in Forbes China's Celebrity 100. Each new role carried not only fame, but lucrative paychecks and endorsement deals, with luxury brands eager to capitalize on her image of beauty and refinement. High-end labels sought her presence at events, magazines clamored for cover shoots, and she became a familiar face in advertising campaigns. But as is often the case with stars who rise quickly, whispers of overexposure began to spread. One recurring criticism aimed at her was the perception of limited acting range. While audiences adored her sweet and elegant characters, critics argued she relied too heavily on beauty and charm, often repeating the same emotional expressions across different roles. Online forums filled with debates. Was Tiffany Tang an overrated star inflated by clever marketing? Or was she being unfairly targeted because she embodied the traditional feminine ideal that the industry loves to exploit? The truth likely sat somewhere in between, but the criticism stuck. It haunted every new role she took, with viewers quick to analyze whether she had improved or stagnated. The entertainment industry in China is notoriously competitive, and Tiffany Tang found herself in the center of rumored rivalries. Stories circulated of her clashing with other leading actresses, often over coveted scripts or top billing in high-budget productions. Some industry insiders suggested her team used aggressive strategies to secure roles, leading to accusations of script buying or using influence to edge out competitors. While none of these claims were ever proven, the whispers were constant. In the world of Chinese entertainment, where public image is everything, even unverified gossip can do lasting damage. Adding to the scrutiny were her endorsement deals. On one hand, they brought her immense wealth and status. On the other, they tied her to a culture of commercialization that made some audiences skeptical of her motives. Was she choosing projects for artistic growth or for the paycheck? Every new luxury campaign stirred debates online, with fans defending her right to enjoy the fruits of her labor, while detractors accused her of being nothing more than a corporate face. The fine line between being admired for success and criticized for greed was one she walked constantly. Social media magnified every aspect of her career. Platforms like Weibo became arenas where fans and trolls clashed daily over her talent, her looks, and her worth as a celebrity. Rumors of plastic surgery circulated repeatedly, despite her never confirming or addressing them directly. Every small change in her appearance, whether due to makeup, lighting, or natural aging, was dissected and compared against earlier photos. The speculation reflected a double standard female stars in China face. Praised for beauty, yet punished the moment their looks are perceived as altered or imperfect. Another challenge came from the very fans who had once adored her. In China's intense fan culture, loyalty can turn volatile. If a role disappointed or if a scandal surfaced, fans could quickly shift from supporters to harsh critics. Some began accusing her of being stuck in idol-style performances, appealing to teenage fantasies rather than maturing into deeper, more nuanced characters. This criticism coincided with a period when the industry itself was evolving, demanding stronger performances to compete with international productions. Tiffany Tang's sweet persona, once an asset, now risked being seen as outdated. Despite these challenges, her commercial pull remained undeniable. Producers knew casting her almost guaranteed ratings. Her dramas were syndicated internationally, giving her a global audience many of her peers lacked. Yet this visibility also meant she was a prime target for gossip. Tabloids frequently speculated about her relationships, painting her as a woman who wielded romance as strategically as she did scripts. While many of these stories were baseless, they kept her name in circulation and blurred the line between her private and professional life. At the same time, Tiffany Tang herself displayed resilience. She continued to take on projects even as critics sharpened their knives, seemingly unshaken by the storms around her. In interviews, she maintained a calm and polished demeanor, rarely engaging in feuds or retaliating against gossip. Some saw this as strength, others as avoidance, but it reinforced her public persona as a composed, graceful figure. The scandals swirled, yet she rarely fed them with reactive statements. Still, one cannot ignore that these years marked a turning point. The same qualities that had built her stardom, beauty, sweetness, and romantic roles, became double-edged swords. As younger actresses emerged, hungry and willing to experiment with edgier characters, Tiffany Tang's brand faced pressure to adapt. Would she reinvent herself as a serious actress, or would she double down on the image that had brought her fortune? The entertainment world waited to see. What made this period fascinating was the contrast. On one side, a woman celebrated as one of China's top stars, showered in wealth, fame, and adoration. On the other, a target of criticism, accused of shallow performances, manipulative tactics, and overexposure. It was a high-wire act few could sustain for long. For Tiffany Tang, this was the era of peak fame laced with scandal. The years when every choice she made was amplified under the harsh glare of the spotlight. And as her personal life moved into the forefront with her eventual marriage, the stage was set for yet another transformation, one that would redefine how the public saw her, for better or for worse. By 2018, Tiffany Tang had reached a point where her professional and personal lives collided in a way that would redefine her public image. After years of on-screen chemistry with actor Luo Jin, the speculation finally ended when the two confirmed their relationship and married in a ceremony that captivated Chinese media. Their romance, long rumored during collaborations on dramas, was celebrated as a fairy tale union. Photographs of the wedding flooded news outlets, showing Tiffany in stunning gowns, radiating elegance and poise. Fans embraced the marriage as the natural continuation of the on-screen love stories they had grown to adore. It was one of the few times in her career when she received nearly universal admiration rather than mixed reviews. The marriage also symbolized a shift. For years, Tiffany Tang had been defined by her roles as a sweet heroine or her position in the competitive world of leading actresses. Now, she was a wife and soon to be a mother, roles that fundamentally altered how audiences viewed her. When she and Luo Jin welcomed their daughter in 2020, they deliberately chose to keep details private, rarely releasing photos or speaking publicly about the child. This move sparked contrasting reactions. Admirers praised the couple for protecting their child from the unforgiving spotlight, while critics accused them of exploiting privacy as a publicity tactic, using secrecy to fuel intrigue. During this period, Tiffany's acting output slowed noticeably. She took fewer roles, focusing instead on family life. In an industry that often demands relentless visibility, her absence was quickly noticed. Rumors began circulating that her popularity was fading and that she had stepped back because younger, trendier actresses were taking over the spotlight. Some tabloids speculated she struggled to find roles as producers favored fresh faces who catered to a younger audience demographic. Others suggested her personal choice to prioritize family simply clashed with the entertainment industry's unforgiving pace. Regardless of the reason, the narrative of decline began to take shape. Complicating matters further were the constant rumors of tension within her marriage. Although both Tiffany and Luo Jin kept a composed public image, social media was rife with speculation about cracks behind the scenes. Gossip pages questioned whether Luo Jin's career was beginning to overshadow Tiffany's, pointing out that he continued to secure steady roles while she receded from the screen. Every minor public appearance was scrutinized. If they stood too far apart on a red carpet, whispers of trouble emerged. If Tiffany appeared tired or distant, rumors of unhappiness flourished. None of these claims were ever substantiated, but the constant chatter reinforced the sense that her once perfect image was now being re-examined under harsher light. In terms of career, her transition into mature roles was not without difficulty. She sought to distance herself from the repetitive sweetheart archetype, adopting more serious characters. Yet the audience that had adored her for her charm and softness did not always accept this shift. Some welcomed the attempt at reinvention, while others claimed the performances lacked the spark of her earlier years. It was a classic dilemma faced by many actresses who age out of ingenue roles: how to remain relevant while still true to personal identity. Financially, Tiffany Tang remained secure. Years of leading roles, endorsements, and wise investments ensured she was not dependent on constant work. Reports estimated her net worth in the tens of millions, with property and assets in both Beijing and Shanghai. This stability gave her the freedom to step back without financial pressure, something few in the industry could afford. But wealth could not shield her from the brutal reality of relevance in entertainment. In an era where celebrity lifespans can be shorter than ever, her reduced screen presence was read by many as a sign that she was slipping from dominance. The public appearances she did make reflected a shift in image. Gone was the youthful starlet dressed in bright, flowing gowns. In her place stood a more refined woman, projecting maturity and sophistication. Fashion critics praised her evolved style, but fans debated whether she could ever regain her leading lady magnetism. For an actress once synonymous with mainstream hits, this was a difficult transition, caught between reinvention and nostalgia. Even as criticism lingered, Tiffany Tang retained a devoted fan base that admired her journey. Many pointed out that in an industry rife with scandals of infidelity, financial fraud, or political entanglement, Tiffany had managed to keep her record relatively clean. The controversies that surrounded her, accusations of favoritism in casting, questions about acting range, whispers of marital discord, were mild compared to the explosive scandals that brought down other stars. This relative stability became part of her brand, a woman who may not have satisfied every critic, but who navigated the treacherous world of fame without self-destruction. As of now, Tiffany Tang stands at a crossroads. Her legacy is secure in the sense that she will always be remembered as one of the defining actresses of the 2010s. A woman whose dramas pulled in millions of viewers and shaped the romantic fantasy wave of Chinese television. Yet her future is less certain. Will she stage a comeback, reinventing herself in roles that challenge the dismissive labels of her critics? Or will she remain content as a wife, mother, and occasional actress, leaving behind the exhausting climb for relevance in a youth-obsessed market? The answer remains to be seen. What is undeniable is that Tiffany Tang represents both the glamour and the fragility of stardom in China. From her humble beginnings in Shanghai to the dizzying heights of Princess Wei Yung, through the controversies of her peak and the quieter years of marriage and motherhood, her story is one of resilience, reinvention, and the constant battle between public image and private life. For fans who still hope to see her reclaim her throne, every appearance carries the possibility of a new chapter. For critics, her journey is proof of how fleeting celebrity can be. Either way, Tiffany Tang remains a name that still stirs conversation, admiration, and curiosity, long after the spotlight has dimmed. Tiffany Tang's life proves that in China's entertainment industry, adoration and criticism come hand in hand. She rose as a starlet, reigned as a queen of television, and then faced the inevitable shift when the spotlight moved elsewhere. Whether viewed as a victim of relentless gossip or as a strategist who managed her fame carefully, her story is one of survival in a ruthless industry. And while her future remains uncertain, her past is already legendary. For more untold stories of fame, scandal, and survival, subscribe to Criminal Tracks, because the truth behind the stars is always more shocking than the screen.